Hello. Hi, everyone.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah. Hi, Ravi. We can get it started. Okay. So today I want Ravi to share the screen and hope
Definitely.
Ravi has the organization created. Yes. Yeah, that's great. That's great. Okay. Yeah, I can see your screen. So today we'll start the session by continuing to whatever we have seen yesterday. Yes. So till Azure Active Directory, we had seen. So is there any doubts from the previous topics that we have covered yesterday? If not, then we can go ahead with the continuation. Okay. Not necessary that you will have to ask the doubts today itself. Whenever you go through these topics and you feel you have some doubts, you can get back to me. Okay. Yeah. Let's
Yep.
go to security. Okay. So under security, we have two options, which is called as policies and permissions. So let's go to the policies. Please click on the button policies. Okay. So here, this is a pretty straightforward option, which will help you to understand how third-party application will be accessed and SSH authentication also. So please go on mute. I would request you to go on mute. Ravi?
Network issue actually.
I think Ravi, you're not on mute. Can you please mute, because it is what we need. Thank you. Yeah. We need for the drop down. We have Ravi. Is it from your end or is it from someone? So as I told you that
It's not from my end actually.
basic license. Okay. And you can add any number of stakeholders. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So under the policies, whatever we see are the policies that will allow to connect to a third party. So the first option, as you can see, it is giving you third party application access via OAuth. So what does this means? Whenever we work with Azure DevOps, we tend to integrate and also connect with different tools, like say for example SonarQube or White Source or Jenkins or Terraform or Ansible. So different DevOps tools, right? So all those tools will have to go through a authentication mechanism, right? So that is usually called as OAuth. And if you want to provide that option, like if you want to allow those tools to get integrated within Azure DevOps, you can go ahead and enable this. Okay, for now, let us not enable it. Let us keep it disabled. Okay, and by default, you see SSH authentication is enabled. So what does this means is whenever we try to connect with Linux machines, right? So as we are aware, there are two major types of machines that we will be dealing with on our daily basis. That is Windows machines and also the Linux machines. Majorly, I'm talking about if you want to talk about all the other categories of machines that we use, there are many like Red Hat, all those machines. but majorly we have Windows and Linux. For Linux machines to connect, we usually use SSH authentication. So that will be on because we will be dealing with the pipelines agents. Okay, so we'll be seeing that in a while later in the class. Next, we have the security policies. Like in case if you're going to create a public project, you need to enable that option, and user policies in case if you want to invite the GitHub users also. So for now, what we are doing is we are managing the users within Azure DevOps, right? So in case if you have a organization which will allow the GitHub users also to use Azure DevOps, then you can use this option. Okay, let's go to the next topic, that is the boards. Okay, so under boards we see only one option that is available, which is called as the process. Okay, so when you click on process, you will be seeing the 4 different types of process that is available for Azure DevOps. Okay, so please concentrate here because this is the main template that we will be understanding to know the different methodology that we have discussed yesterday in yesterday's class. Okay, so now as you can see, there are 4 options for the process. Okay, one is the basic, which says that the basic is the default, and then we have Agile, we have Scrum, we have CMMI. Okay, so Agile, if you remember yesterday we spoke about the Agile methodology, and I have explained you few terms that we would be looking at when we are using the Agile method, right? So before going to that, let's see the basic default process. What does it have? Okay, so please click on basic. Okay, so in the basic process, as you can see, we have epic, we have issue, we have task, test case, test plan, and test suite. Okay, and what does epic stand for? You can look into the description of the epic. It says epics can be defined as a large piece of work that has one common objective. Okay, so as I already explained, epic is like your huge requirement. Okay, so how do you track the requirement? You will be creating the epic using this basic process. Okay, in the similar fashion, you will also have issue to raise the improvement using this issue work item type. So whatever uh, types we are seeing inside the process, all those are the work item types. Okay, we have similarly the task to go to the granular level of actual work that is being tracked. Then we have the test case. So usually test case, test plan, test suits are the work items that will be used by the testers. Okay, usually the testing team. This epic, issue, and task will be used by all the other uh, team members, like the development team or the DevOps team or the deployment team, like that. Okay, so can you please click on epic? I want to show you what does the epic template has. Okay, so inside the epic, you see there is a details page. Inside that you see description, planning, related work, and inside that you have several fields. Okay, so this one I'll show you in detail when we are working with Agile template. Okay, for now you understand that this is like a HTML page or a template page, where the template will have different pages. So if you see here, the details, what you see here is a page, and above the details you see new field, new group, new page, right? So new field refers to priority, start date, target date. New group refers to planning and related work. New page refers to details, and get extensions refers to installing the extensions at this process template level. Like in case if you are looking at any of the field that should be automatically populated, or if you want to have any control extensions, right? So those extensions we will be using it under this page. Okay, so let's go back. Let's go back to all process. Yes. So in the similar way, you can go ahead and look at all the other process templates, but let's look at the Agile one. So as you see in the Agile, you see the structure, right? I told you that we will have epic. Under epic, you will have feature. Under feature, you will be having user story. And under user story, you will be having task and bug. Okay. The extra work items that we will be having is the issue, test case, test plan, test suite is same as what we have for all the processes which will be used by the testers. Okay. So I'm not going in detail with what all fields that we will be having. Okay, that is left as a homework for you guys. Okay, so I want you to go ahead and see each and every field that a work item type has inside a particular process. Okay, so when we are in Agile only, can you go ahead and click on backlog levels? Yes. So here, this is what is the structure we were talking about when we were talking about Agile and the Safe Agile framework. Okay. So if you see the top structure, you see epics and then features and then stories, tasks, and any other work item up after tasks like your bug issue. Okay. So hope you've got a clear picture of how all these work items are organized. Okay. Now let's go to projects. Can you please click on projects? Yeah. So here what you can see is that whichever project is being used this particular template, like if the project is using Agile template, then that project name will be shown here, which we will be seeing it little bit later. Okay. So let's go back to all process. Yes. And click on Scrum. Just have an overview. Okay, we are not going in detail, just have an overview. Here you can see there are two other work item types like impediment, product backlog item. Instead of user story, we use product backlog item, which we usually called as PBI when we are following the Scrum model. Okay, please go back and let's see the last process. Yeah, you can go through this backlog levels and projects, it will be similar itself. Yeah, CMMI. And in CMMI, you can see we call user story as a requirement. We have review, risk, change request, all these things. Okay. So this was the previous model when before Scrum and before Agile as well. Okay. Hope you've got the overview about the different processes that Azure DevOps has. Now let's go ahead and click on repositories. Wait, before we click on repositories, we have missed an important thing which is called as permissions. Can you click on permissions under security? Okay. So permissions, as we have already discussed, permissions means there will be default permission groups. Okay. When we are looking at the organization level, these are the default groups that come. So if you see project collection administrator, please click on it. This is one of the group which is usually called as the super admin group, where you cannot disable, you cannot change the permission here, like whether you can allow it or deny it. You cannot do that here because this is the super admin group, and the member who is part of this group will be the super admin user who will be having access to even delete the organization also. That means he can do everything with respect to this tool. Okay, can you please click on the members? So this access will not be given when you are actually working in the company. It will be given only to the person like the system architect. Okay, right now you created the organization, that is the reason you have the full access. Okay, and member of, please click on member of. Yeah, if you see project collection administrators group is member of project collection valid users. That means if you are a valid user only, then you will be added to the project collection administrators. Okay, so that is how the two groups are interlinked. Then can you please click on settings? Yeah. So here normally what settings we'll have, like uploading a group image, or if you want to change the group name, description, it will be there. But as this is the super admin group, you will not have any access to change it because it is by default. Okay, can you please click on the permissions? In the similar way, you will have different groups. As you can see, project collection build administrators is the default group for build administrators. Okay, that means whenever we are working with Azure pipelines, we need to have an extra permission called as build administrator. Okay, see here you can see there is an option to allow or deny. So can you click on any of the permission? Yes, you can see allow, deny, not set. Okay, so these are the different permissions that you're seeing. So under general, if you see alter trace settings, that means alter trace settings is one of the feature that you want to enable, disable, or just keep it not set so that the access will not be there. It is almost equal to deny, but why this not set is there is because this permissions are following the inherited model. Okay, that means if you keep it not set for the collection level, then you can use the same group inside the project to provide the permission either allow or deny. Okay, so I will be showing you how this one will be working inside the project also. That time you will be more clear on how we can control the access through the inherited model. Okay, so for now, these are the groups with listed permissions where you can enable, disable, and keep them not set. Okay, clear? Go back to permissions. So as a homework, I want you guys to go ahead and learn about all these different groups. Okay, so this will be useful whenever you are actually working, and if some users ask you to give the permission for specifically to build, specifically for this proxy service account, or specifically for testing team test service account, like that, you have to come here and provide them the access. Clear? Now let's go to the repositories. Please stop me if you have any doubts. Okay, yeah, repositories, this is also pretty straightforward option where whatever repositories that we have for this organization, what is the option? Do you want to enable gravatar images? Like if you want to make the team upload their own images for the code base, you can do that. And if you want to make the default branch name for the repositories. Okay, so if you see it is disabled and you can see the name as main, right? So usually whenever we are dealing with the source control management system, the branch, that the main branch will be the one that we will be using. Few repositories, they will consider it as master, few they will consider it as main, but here the default is main. If you wish, you can enable that, or if you don't want, you can disable it. Okay, let's go to the pipelines. Yeah, here I will not take much time under the pipelines, because even if I explain all of these with respect to the Azure pipelines, as we have not used it, it will not make sense. I'll just give you the understanding of these options under the organization. Okay, so what does this agent pool mean? So agent pool means for now is that it is a collection of machines which will be used to build an application, or to run an application, or to execute an application. Clear? And under this, you will have two pools. Pools, we all know that it is a collection of something, right? So Azure Pipelines is by default one, which will be provided by Azure DevOps. Default is the one that we can connect our local laptop also to act as a machine to run something from the pipeline. Hope it is clear. Okay, let us not go deep into it. We'll come back to that. Let's go to the settings. This is also pretty straightforward setting where you can go ahead and read out the general one and the task restrictions. Like these one will be coming into picture when we are actually running the pipeline. Okay, so this will also be a homework for you guys to look at the different settings. Okay, let's go to the deployment pools. Okay, deployment pool is also kind of a set of machines that will be used for the deployment. If you can see, if in the page itself, they are giving you the definition of the deployment pool, where it is a logical set of target machines which will be used for deployment. Okay, so what happens is when you define the deployment pool here, so deployment pool means whenever you have a product, you will have to first develop that in the development environment, test that in the QA environment, and then finally you will have to release that in the prod environment, right? So in this, we will have three different environments like dev, QA, prod. So these three will be the major environments, but based on the companies, they will be having certain other environments also added, like your UAT and pre-prod, prod, like that. Okay, so for that, we will be using this deployment tools. Let's go to the parallel jobs. Yeah, here parallel jobs will refer to running the Azure pipeline jobs in parallel, because what happens is when we have multiple projects, multiple pipelines running, we don't want the pipelines to run in sequential way, right? Because if that happens, we will have to wait for one job to complete. Until that, our work will not proceed. So that is the reason we want to enable the parallelism. And for the parallel jobs, these are the settings that we will have for private projects and also the public projects. Okay. Then we have the OAuth configurations. Like as we discussed in the initial security policies, we have the OAuth configuration. So here we can come and add the OAuth configuration with respect to the different tools. Okay. So this we will be looking at when we are working with Azure pipelines. That time we will come and add the OAuth configuration here and see how this OAuth configuration will be carried out for all the underlying projects that we will be using the integrated tool for. Okay, then we will be moving into artifacts, which is the storage option. So here, this will be giving you an overall view about the artifact storage at the organization level. So right now, as I told you, with the free license, we will be having a certain amount of storage that we can use for our build artifact. So this is just an overview. Once we are working with artifacts, you will get to know what are artifacts and how much of space each of the artifact will be consumed and how that will be reflected here at the organization level. Okay. So this is the overview about the organization settings. Okay. So please let me know, please go through about all these options and let me know if you have any doubts on it. Now let's focus on the different modules that the Azure DevOps has. So please click on the DevOps project. Yeah. So here you see we have different options to your left hand side, which is called as boards. So boards usually are used as the requirement management option. Okay. After boards, we have repos, which will be used as the source control management system, like the option to hold your code, because whenever you're dealing with a product, we deal with different languages, right? A site can be written in using Java code or C# or Go language or Ruby or Python, PowerShell, different coding languages, whatever we have. So all those coding files, folders, everything will be stored in a particular tool, which is usually called as Git. Okay, so Git, and there are other tools also like GitLab, GitHub, and you have SVN previously, you have TFVC, all these different tools which is used to help you manage your code. Okay, so in Azure DevOps, we are going to use Azure Repos option, and the Repos option, we have two different types of source control management system like Git and TFVC. Git is a distributed one, TFVC is a centralized one. Okay, we will be looking more deeply about the repos in the coming classes. Okay, next one is that we'll be having pipelines. So majorly DevOps will come into picture whenever we are using pipelines the most. Okay, so we have build and release pipelines as the major pipelines that we will be using in Azure DevOps. Then we will be having test plans. We'll be going through the overview about the test plans, not covering in detail about all the modules, but majorly whatever we use from the DevOps perspective. Mostly this test plans will be used by the testers. And then the artifacts, we will be looking at the artifacts so that we know how the different packages are being stored in the artifacts and how do we retrieve that artifacts also. Okay, so this is the major modules that we will be having under DevOps. Apart from that, in the overview, we will also have an option to look at the dashboards, wiki, everything. Okay, so right now what we can do is that we are right now in the summary, right? So in the yeah, please navigate to summary. Yeah, summary will just give you the details about the project statistics, everything. But right now, as the project is empty, we don't see any project status. Okay, so project statistics will be like the number of work items that you have created or the number of pipelines that is being running, test plans, everything. Okay, let's go to the dashboards. Yeah, here the dashboard feature of Azure DevOps is also very popular, I would say. So this dashboard is popular in a way where the project management will come into picture, which is also a very near concept for DevOps. So what happens is whenever we have the daily meeting or weekly meeting and we wanted to demo whatever work we have done to the client or to the internal team, we will have a dashboard kind of a view to show them the work progress. Okay, so here in the dashboard, whatever we are going to add, all those bits and pieces will be in terms of widget. Okay, that is the reason you're seeing the option to add a widget. Can you please click on add a widget? So here you can see the different widgets that are provided out of the box for this dashboard to load. Okay, you can see different widgets that is there. So what you can do is that for a simpler thing, add assigned to me widget. Click on that and click on add. Okay, it shows that you don't have any work assigned. Okay, so you can also okay, for now let us keep it simple by adding only assigned to me because we don't have the data, right? So when we keep on adding all the work items and do a few things, then only we can see the dashboard. So now click on done editing. Now you see that the dashboard has been changed and it is showing you the work assigned to yourself. Okay, in the similar way, based on the project requirement, what is that the client is expecting, you can go ahead and use the widget. I'll tell you the famous widgets that I have come across when we are giving the demo for the users with respect to the deliverables. So usually we have the chart for work items widget. We have burn down chart. We have charts for tracking the test. So if you see here, yeah, burn down, burn up, chart for test plans, yeah, chart for work items, code title, okay, and cycle time, deployment status. So these are the majorly used dashboard widgets that we will be using with respect to the dashboard. Okay, so for now, to use all these things, we don't have the data, so let us keep it like this. Once we have covered most of the things, we'll come back and create the dashboard with respect to the work that we have done. Okay, so the overview about what is dashboard and how do we configure dashboard, I hope it is clear. Okay, then let's move towards the wiki. So Wiki, as you know that we have, as the name suggests, Wiki is like a documentation thing that you will be using for the project purpose. So here what you can do is that you can create the project wiki, or you can also publish your code as wiki. Okay, so publish code as wiki, we will not be doing it now. We will be doing it whenever we are dealing with Azure repos. Okay, so for now, if you want to create a project wiki which will help the external users who are new to your project or to your company to understand your company details, right? So usually we use wiki for that purpose. Okay, like how do I access for this application, and how do I know about that product architecture, all those things we usually add it under project wiki. So please click on create project wiki. Yeah, here you have the page title. So can you give Azure DevOps demo as the page title? Above, you see page title? Yes, type in there Azure DevOps demo. Demo and click the cursor. Yeah, you can save it also. Click the cursor below page, below empty page. There itself. Yeah, just click on that. Yeah, type in test. Okay. Okay, click on save. Okay, now go to the wiki again. Click on the wiki option again. So now you see you have a page called as Azure DevOps demo, and inside that Azure DevOps demo you are able to see type test. Okay, so in order to have this wiki for the look and feel customization, you have the option for wiki to display in the form of HTML. Okay, so quickly I want you to go to the Google and type Azure DevOps wiki. Azure DevOps wiki markdown. Yes. So the page that you're seeing in wiki is a markdown page, similarly like HTML. So if you want to improve the look and feel of your wiki, you can use the markdown syntax. Okay, yeah, please click on that. Yeah, you have the syntax guidance here, how you can use the wiki and how you can make it interactive also. Okay, how you can add the image or add the header, all those things. See, something like this. So if you type in single hash, this h1 header will come, double hash, h2 header will come. So quickly, can we do a h1 header? Can you go back to Azure DevOps? Click on edit here. Yeah, just type in hash. Before that, yes. Yeah, save it. You can see the difference already, right? To your right hand side. Yeah, that is a difference. Can we navigate again to the wiki and verify it? Yeah, h1 header. No, to the Azure DevOps. Yeah, click on the wiki option itself to your left hand side. Yeah, now you see type test with the bigger heading. Okay, so in the similar way, you have the markdown syntax for all the other operations also. So that is also left to you as the homework. Okay, so this is about the overview where we have dashboards and wiki to showcase your project progress items. Okay, now let's go ahead and look at the boards. So boards option here, yeah, if you click on boards option, you have several other options also. So this boards option is usually used for project management. Okay, So what happens is you want your requirements to be recorded somewhere, right? So usually in the initial days, what used to happen is whenever you have given some work, say for example, you have given a work to fill in an Excel sheet, right? So that is also a requirement that should be recorded somewhere, right? So usually what happens before, we used to send an email saying that, hi, so and so, I have given you a task of filling this Excel, please complete it. So that is how we used to track. But if you want to track multiple requirements from multiple teams, how do we do that? So for that, we have this work items as the base with the agile methodology, all the process that we have seen. Okay. So now what we can do is that we can go ahead and click on new work item. Okay, before that, when you click on new work item, you're able to see epic, issue and task, which confirms that this project is being used with the basic process. Okay, how do you verify that? Can you please click on the project settings to your left hand side below? Below you see a gear icon, below that, yes. Yeah, and you see the process here as basic, right? Basic. In the same page, you see project details, your name, means name as DevOps. Yeah, here only. Yeah, little bit above, you see basic, under process, underlined, yes. Please click on that. Okay. So you see, we are under the basic process. Okay. But what I want you to do is that, can you please change the process template to Agile? Because mostly we will be dealing with the Agile process template only. So let's go ahead with that itself. So for that, what you will have to do is that go to projects. No, no. Click on all process itself. Yeah. Go to projects here. Yes, you see DevOps. Yeah. Click on that button. Change process. Select the target process, Agile. Okay. It will tell you the warning in case if you already have set up the project and little bit of work is done, then moving between the process template is not suggested. Okay. So please make sure whenever you start a new project only to select the appropriate process template. Click on save. Okay. Close it. Let's go back to our project. Go to Azure DevOps. Inside the project and the boards. Now you click on new work item. Okay. So now I want you to follow the hierarchy first. Okay. So please click on Epic first. Yes, because that is a bigger item, right? So if you see the Epic, this is how the work item look like. So you can give new Epic, or you can give DevOps Epic test, whatever, any title that you want to give. But usually the title of this Epic will be the requirement only, okay, like developing Amazon website or developing whatever based on the companies. Okay, so right now keep it new Epic and click on save for now. Okay, apart from this, let's go ahead and look at the different yeah, click on the new Epic now. Yes. So you see, this is the form that we have already seen when we were looking at the processes, right? So this is the outline of how all those fields, all those groups, all those page that is present under the process template will be displayed in the UI. Okay. So you see an unassigned below the new Epic, right? Yeah, click on that. You can go ahead and assign to any of the members, because this is how we start assigning a work to a person. Okay, so now it is assigned to you, and the state that you see here is in new state, right? So can you click on state? So you see the flow of the states. Okay, so whenever you start creating a new Epic, it will be in new. When you actually start working on the Epic, it will be active. When you have completed the work, it will be resolved, and finally when it is given demo and it is ready to be closed, it will be closed. And in case whenever we are dealing with multiple requirements, sometimes we also tend to remove the requirement after evaluating few criteria, right? So that time we will be using this state. Okay, so this state flow also can be changed. Right now we have new active resolve, right? So in case you don't want this flow, because this is also a requirement which I have almost seen in most of the organization. What happens is when we are setting up the organization as a new, few clients, they doesn't want the traditional um, states that is given like this. So what they want is they will be following a different flow. So they want first as new, then they want in progress, then they want accepted. I'm giving you an example, okay? Then they want resolved, completed instead of closed, and then removed, resolved, those things. Okay, if that is the case, if that is a requirement, where you can go ahead and change is that you will have to go to the process, and under the process you will see something called as states. So can we quickly go to project settings? Oh, okay, save it. Click on Agile under the process. Yes. Here, can you click on Epic, and can you click on states here? Okay. Okay, this is disabled because we are using, yeah, if you click on states, you will see the different state, but you should be able to add the state here. Okay, so this is the flow that we are seeing, like new, active, resolved, proposed. Yeah, for the customization purpose, you should also be able to add a new state. But why is it grayed out? That is because, go to all process, click on all process there. Yeah, below that only. Yeah, so here you will have to create your own custom agile one. Okay, right now we have selected agile, but we don't have a process under that. Okay, so click on the three dots. Yes, click on create inherited process. So here you name a process, so you can give agile template, and yeah, click on create process. Description is not mandatory. Okay, now click that three dots, there only, and set as default process. Okay, and then we can go to the project. Actually, we can go to agile and change that project template. Yeah, go to Azure DevOps, left hand side blue icon. Yeah, click on DevOps, project settings, click on process agile here, projects, change it to agile template. Okay, now you go to all, yeah, go to that itself. Yeah, go to boards. Yes, click on new epic. Even from the epic, you will be able to go to that page directly. Okay, so for that, can you click on three dots to your right hand side, and yes, here you can see customize. So it will directly take you to that process and epic. Okay, now you see you are having an access to create new state also. Yeah, please click on create new state. uh, Keep it as pending, name it as pending. Okay, let it be in progress. Create, you can select where you want to place that one also. Okay, right now it is an in progress. If you want, you can keep it at proposed or removed. You cannot keep it at completed. Okay. So right now it is at pending. That's okay. Let's go back to the project. Yeah, click on Epic. Yeah, see the states now. Yeah, click on new there. Yeah, you see pending is also being appeared. Okay, so in the same way, you can go ahead and customize the fields also. Okay, whatever you see here, you can customize, but apart from the area path, iteration path, you cannot customize. So whatever is customizable through the template, you can go ahead and add them there. Clear? So I would not go in detail about the different fields that we have. Like under planning, you see priority, you see risk, effort, business value, time criticality. So all these are the different fields. Okay. Say for example, whenever you're working, you will be putting the risk, you will be putting the effort that is required to build this product. Okay. So usually effort will be in terms of hours or in terms of days. Okay. So 1, 2, 3 means 2, 3 days. So it is left to the company how it will categorize the effort. Okay. So if it is hours, it will be like your 36 hours, 48 hours required in order to deliver this particular product, like that. Okay. And what is the business value for that? What is the criticality? And when have you started the epic? And what is your the target date and all those things? Okay. So that is how you start recording each and every value that is required for an epic to get started until the closure. Okay. And to your left hand side, whatever you see is the deployment and the development. Sorry, not left hand side, right hand side. After planning, you see something called as deployment, right? Yeah. Deployment, development, these two and related work are also inbuilt functionality. Okay, so this is not something that you can see from the template. It is by default that is attached from the process itself. So this will be coming into picture when we are running the Azure pipelines. And development, you can understand whenever we are looking at the repo, and once you have done any commit, how do you link that commit to this work item? Not only Epic, to any of the work items. Okay. And after the details, you see a history kind of an option, right? Yeah, you are under attachments. Can you come little? Yeah, there. Can you please click on there? So this will give you the history wherein you will have the state graph. Okay. So right now it is showing that you created the epic as new. So the graph states new. Say for example, you move this epic from new to pending and save it, then the graph will show you how this life cycle of the state has been progressed. Okay. And yeah, just save it. See, now it will show you the state graph. Okay. And it will also show you the history of what all changes that has been happened. So this is usually for tracking the history of that particular work item. So can you go and click on the other option that is usually used for links? Okay. Right now in our Epic, we don't have any links that is being added. Okay. So what are links? So links are the other work item that you can reference in this particular Epic. So what usually happens is this Epic will have multiple features, as I told you, right? So all those multiple features, you need to know that there should be a relationship between the epic and the feature, right? So for that, we will be looking at the links. So this we will see a little bit later. Then we also have an option to attach. So in case if you have any documents, Word documents, Excel documents, images, which will be supporting your epic requirement, you will be attaching all those things here. Okay. And here as a homework, I want you all to go ahead and let me know what is the maximum limit of attachments that we can attach for a particular work item. Got it? So this is about the different options that we have for Epic. Apart from that, you can also see that there is a follow button above, right? Beside the save button, you see follow. Yeah, you can do this following I'll show you where this following will come into picture. Okay, let it be under following. And if you click on settings, set the gear icon, you see this is used for notifications. Okay, so what will happen is if you click on subscribe, it will give you notification for this work item. That means whenever you change something for this work item, it will be notified to you. Okay, or if you want to do a custom one where whenever a state change happens, you need to notify, you can do the custom changes also. Okay, and if not subscribed, only whenever you mention at mentioned, it will be done. So let me show you what is that at mentioned. Okay, cancel this. Can you go back to details tab? Below, click on details. Yeah, and here under the discussion, can you type at? See, it is already telling you. Okay, add a comment, use hash and at to point out, right? So type in @ yeah, hash is for referencing the work items. Okay, at is for referencing the person. Right now in the organization, you are the only person, so it is showing like this. But in case, because when you are working in a company, you will have to take the feedback, or you will have, if you have a query, if you want to point that out using this work item only, that time you will be mentioning that person name with at, and you will be asking them for an update. Say for example, at give me an update on the above requirement if this is completed or not, something like that. Okay, is it clear? And if you want to reference any other work item, you will be giving the hash. Okay, that is how your subscription and the notification also come into picture with the at mentions. Okay, and the refresh button is that it will be useful whenever that the same work item can be reviewed between your teammates, right? So that time, in case if there is an update, you can just hit on refresh to see the latest changes. Okay, and apart from that, you can see the 3 dots, which will also help you to understand the different operations at the work item level. So it is pretty straightforward. Okay, so I will not take much time in explaining all those things. So can you click on 3 dots at the end? Yeah, see, you can add the new linked work item. You can change the type. So change the type means right now the work item is epic, right? So if you want to later on, you will decide that this requirement does not qualify as an epic, it should be a feature. That time you can simply go ahead and click on change type. Okay, so let's do that right away. Can you please click on change type? Yeah, select a work item type, keep it as feature, and if any comment is required, you can give, otherwise click on OK. And now you see the feature has been changed, and there is one error also, because in the epic we have added the pending one, right? Pending state, but in feature we don't have that state. So that is the reason it is giving you the error. Click on state. Yeah, select any other. Yeah, that's right, and click on save. Got it, right? So that is how the change type will work. Yeah, can you click on the 3 dots? Let's see the other operations also. Like you have an option to move to team project. Okay, so right now we are inside a project. Okay, so inside a project also we have different teams. Okay, we will be looking that in a while. So in case if you want to move it between the teams inside a project. Okay, so let me give you an overview. The first hierarchy is the organization. That means we create an organization. Under the organization, we will have projects. Under the projects, we will have different teams. Okay, so we'll be creating 2-3 teams and we'll be looking at it also. Then we have create a copy of work item. So in case if you want to create a copy of this work item, you can use that option. Email this work item. Like if you want to give the progress of this particular work item to your manager, like that, you can use this option, email work item. And in case if you see that this requirement is no more required, or if you have created a dummy requirement or duplicate requirement and you want to delete it, you can use delete option. And then we have the templates option, which is also a reusable feature for work item that we'll be seeing it in a while. Then we have new branch, which will be used whenever we are using the repos. And request feedback is also like you will be pointing to the client to request the feedback for this particular work item. And then customize, we have already seen. And keyboard shortcuts is like what key that you will have to use in case if you want to go with the keyboard option instead of the mouse. Okay, these are pretty straightforward options that will be used for the different operations of work item. Okay, so the one thing that we'll have to look into is the templates. So can you go ahead to the templates? Yeah, capture. So what does this template help us is that template is like a reusable thing. Okay, so team, can you select the team from the drop down? Yeah, DevOps team. Name you give test template. Description is also optional. Okay, template. And you see when you give the capture template, automatically whatever value that this particular feature has, it took, right? That means area path is DevOps, assigned to is you, iteration path is this one, priority, reason, state. So all these values that are there for the field, it captured automatically. Okay, so what we can do is that here, let us not keep all these fields. Let's keep uh, remove reason. Can you click on the cross button? Yeah, remove reason. Uh, let it be okay. All these is fine. Okay, click on save. Okay, let us see how this template will be used. Okay, close it. Go back to work items, to your left hand side work items under boards. Yeah, there. Click on that. Click on new work item. Not here. Above. Yes. Click on a feature. Now wait. Don't enter any title. Okay. Go to the three dots here. Yeah. Click on templates. Okay. Ideally, it should come here. Okay. So whenever you save the template, it should come here. It has not been saved properly. Close this. If it was saved, it will automatically come under templates and you can use it. Okay. Okay, discard changes. There is one more way also that you can cross check if the template is created or not. Can you go to project settings? No, it is not there. Yeah, go to template, agile template. Here, click on feature. Okay, I think it is. It will, yeah, it will not be there here. Go to all process. One second. It will be there in the teams actually. Okay. Yeah. Go back to Azure DevOps. Go back to this project. Yeah. Project settings. Below project settings. Go to teams. Click on DevOps teams. Go to settings. Uh, go not in the settings actually. Go above. You will see something called as iterations and area path. Above. Little bit above. Yeah. Small thing. Yes. So here, can you go to the templates here? Templates option above. Yes. So you see here, go to feature. See, now you have this test template, right? Click on three dots. That means the template has been created. Okay. But let's see why it is not working. Click on edit. Okay. Let's do one thing. Let's not set the area path also. Remove the area path field. Cross. Yeah. Remove that. Remove iteration also. Let's keep it simple for first. Okay, assign to also you remove. Priority also. Let's keep only title. Apart from that, please remove everything. Yeah, click on save. Okay, close it. Now let's get back to the project. Click on new work item. Yeah. Feature. Now click on the three dots. Templates. Okay, now you see the test template. Click on test template. Automatically your title has been filled in, correct, as new epic. Okay, so this template will be useful feature whenever you're working in the company, so that you will have multiple tasks with the same configuration. Okay, so you will have to create the same task with description, priority, business value, everything. So instead of manually entering all 4-5 values, this template will help you to auto fill few of the predefined values. Okay, so for today, this is all with respect to the boards. So from the next class, we will be continuing with the other options like the boards, backlogs, sprints, and queries and delivery plans. Okay. So hope whatever we have covered in this session is useful and it was interesting. I want you all to go ahead and practice all these um, usage of backlog items like the work items, the process template, and the dashboards and everything, so that it will be useful for us to go ahead from the next class, from the continuation onwards. Okay. Oh, okay, one moment.